Hi, my name is Michael Wise, and this is Ballet Wise. I'm its host and its creator. I've had the opportunity to dance all over the world as a principal dancer. I've had an illustrious career. I've been in big companies, small companies, good companies, and some bad ones. And over the years, I've had the opportunity to train and help dancers move on to their professional careers. I've helped dancers that already have started their professional careers raise themselves up within their companies. Now, today's topic is something that over the years I've noticed these people. You probably know them. The ones that have this big idea that, you know what, if I can just get that contract, I can just get that job dancing, all my problems will be solved. There's only one thing you can say to those people. Really? The ballet world is a wonderful place. And I just want to get that out first. Because we're going to be talking about the negatives. We're going to be talking about some of the things that debunk the idea that, well, if I get a job dancing professionally, it's going to solve all my problems. Well, the reality is you're just going to have a basket of all new ones. The ballet world is finicky, super competitive. You're dealing with big personalities, which means it's a drama mill. You're going to be dealing with individuals, especially that may be directors or ballet masters or ballet mistresses, that have super high expectations that you are not living up to. One minute you could be the favorite, the next minute you're the one on the way out. Every year when you're in a company, you're wondering if you're going to get your contract renewed. Those are real problems in the company world. And you have to be prepared to handle them. So are you telling me that because you're doing your best, you're out there auditioning, that if you can just get a job, all your problems are going to be solved? The only problem it solves is you have a job. It doesn't solve life. Having more and more people out there, and I think we've all met these people, both men and women. If I can just meet the right person, everything's going to be better. Wrong. Yes, I will say when you meet that right person, your life feels better. It's a compliment. It complements your life, but you got to get your life straightened out first. No one wants the broken toy. You have to do the work yourself. But this idea that getting a ballet contract in one of the most competitive industries out there is going to solve your problems. When you get your first contract, it's like you're starting over again. You're starting over in the sense of new rules, new expectations, a lot of work, and very little respect. Now think about that. It's not necessarily an enjoyable atmosphere to be in. Now, if you have been trained and mentored in a way where you know what your mission is, you know what your direction is, and you know how to tackle it and work within the confines that you will be in, you're going to be successful because you're prepared to handle it. But not one of those dancers are going, well, if I can just get a job, it'll solve all my problems. You're still going to have money issues. You're still going to have people issues. You're still going to have expectation issues. Most dancers have to hold down 2 jobs just to be able to afford to live. Well, that's a problem. You work all day and you dance, and then you have to go work at a restaurant as a wait staff or as a barista or something along those lines. I've done that. I know dancers still to this day who do the same thing. But that doesn't solve a problem. Like I said, the only problem it solves is you have a job. You have an opportunity now to move up. But it doesn't mean that it solves the problems you have right now. And it doesn't solve the problems that you may be having as a person. Now, I know that feeling. You're at the top level of your school, you're going out there and you're doing your auditions, and no one just wants to hire you. Stinks. It's rough. But we dust ourselves off, we get up, and we go do even more auditions. And if this year doesn't work out, well, I'll get up and do it all over again next year. Yep, we've all been there, done that. You're probably doing the same thing right now. Right now, I have got 3 people that have been already asking me this year about what company should they be auditioning for. When can we record my audition videos? When can we do this? When can we do that? When can I train this? When can I train that? We are all in that same boat that we want to move forward in our lives, and we want to do that as dancers. We want that professional career. But it doesn't solve a problem. It just allows us to do what we love to do, but it brings with it new problems. You don't want to be that person that looks to others to make you better. Others can help you, but you have to be willing to do that work first. So just because you got into a company doesn't mean you're going to be successful in it. Doesn't mean that you're going to get along with the people in the company. It doesn't mean that you're going to be able to do that choreography the way they want it. Now, I'm not saying that all of those things will happen to you, but they will all happen in some way at some point. There were people in companies I was with that really did not like me. I was in companies where everybody loved me. I have worked with individuals that I would say are not the best kind of person. They like to create drama. You know, you're going to be around those people regardless of what you do. You're going to find every type of personality and every type of person wherever you go. And it doesn't matter what industry you're in. So ballet is not going to solve that. Ballet is the art form that we love to do. Ballet is something that allows us to put our personality and our love into it. And in some ways, yes, it does solve some problems for us because it is an emotional outlet and it allows us to use our nervous energy, which we all have an abundance of. But it's not going to put food on the table. It's not necessarily going to help me meet the right kind of people. It's not going to solve my problems. It might help us move forward in our lives. But that's different than solving problems. We can move forward and we can bring our problems with us. So think about that. You're not ready. If you are thinking, all I need to do is get a job and then my problems will be solved, you're not ready. You're not ready for the job. Doesn't mean you won't be. Just means you're not ready right now. Because that thought process is the fear of not getting the job. And you're packing so much on to that one moment in your life that there's no way it'll ever live up to the hype. Ballet's hard. It's wonderful. Ballet can be cruel. The industry can be brutally cruel. But I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. I know it sounds hard, but the ballet world is an oxymoron wrapped in an enigma. We are going to get abused at times. We are going to get talked down to, and we will get yelled at. But yet, we take it, we smile, and we keep going on. Why? Because the art form matters. That person yelling at me, I'll try to take what I can from it, but the way they did it, that doesn't help me. But you have to be confident enough in yourself to be able to handle that. You have to believe in yourself enough. Now, I always believed that I would dance professionally, and I always believed that I would reach the top of my industry. I didn't believe that I was going to be in this company or that company or any of those things. I just knew that I wanted my level as a dancer, my passion as a dancer, and what I brought to that stage as a dancer to be at the top of what is possible. And I believed it. And there are people along the way that are like, you're just nuts. But then I would surpass them. I auditioned for 10 companies when I graduated from North Carolina School of the Arts. And I was really good. No one offered me a job. Then I got an opportunity to do one more year of full study in Hungary at the International Ballet School in Budapest, Hungary. Now, I didn't have anything else. I had no other option. So I went. It was the best decision I ever made. So sometimes not getting that job is the best thing for you because you need to spend more time on your training and on developing yourself. Because this industry will tear you apart. And those that survive it, those that thrive in it, they've done the work. Not only are they constantly fighting and developing their technique even as they are professionals, but they have the confidence and the belief of what they're doing that they can go up against anything. That's the difference. When young dancers come into companies, they're looking at seeing, okay, if I put them under a certain amount of stress, are they going to be able to continue to perform at a high level? Because most people break. It's the truth. There are some companies that are out there that feel like if they just berate their dancers or make them feel horrible, and that's the way it seems, that's going to, they're going to see who's going to break and who they can just throw away. The ballet world is rough. But if you focus on all of those negatives, well, then there's no reason why you do this. I mean, do you think you deserve to be berated and beaten up and yelled at and pushed to your breaking point? Because if you pay attention to all of those negatives, there isn't a reason why we do this. So stop and think go back to what I said at the beginning of this. The ballet world is a wonderful place, and I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. It doesn't mean those negatives don't exist. But by thinking you get a job and your problems are solved, that is insanity. Because you will develop new problems. You will have actual real-world problems that are going to come up. You could be doing the absolute best you can, but they want more. You could be rehearsing like crazy and you're ready to walk on stage, then they just pull you off. They cut you. It happens. I'm not making this stuff up. You could make one mistake on stage and you could deal with fines or losing that part entirely. I know. That was one of my big breaks. I got my first principal role because someone made a really stupid mistake on stage. And from that point on, because this is super competitive, and anytime we make a mistake, there's someone right behind us, believe it or not, that could probably step up and not make that mistake. So we're not solving problems, people. The professional ballet world is brutal, but I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. It's super competitive. Yeah, but so am I. You'll survive it if you're slightly delusional. Yep, I'm delusional. Everybody in the arts has got to be crazy. Some are crazy at the level that you might want to institutionalize them. But we're nuts. We're willing to take that abuse just because I can hit that fifth position. We're willing to take that pressure because I get to dance on some of the best stages in the world. We're willing to take on those problems and deal with them because I get to dance. So I'm not solving problems. I'm living in them. And if you see them as the big problems in your life, eventually you're going to burn out. You're going to walk away. I wouldn't blame you. That's why, this isn't the lifestyle for everyone. Dance is, ballet is, but the professional world? No. Mm-mm. You have to be crazy, delusional, competitive, talented. You've got to have more things going for you than you could even imagine. Oh, and then you got to take into account the fact that you might be too tall, too short, too muscular, you name it. It happens. I've dealt with it. I've been told to lose weight. I've been told I was too short. I've been told I've been too muscular. On a weaker person, that would break them. But because when I was 10 years old and I knew I was going to do this for the rest of my life and I was going to be an incredible dancer, anything that got in my way of accomplishing that, I just brush aside. Now, I'm not telling you to do what I do, and I'm not trying to give you bad habits. I'm trying to give you an understanding that the ballet world is hard and it's not designed for everyone. But don't allow yourself to think, I can just get that job, all my problems are solved. Nope. You just get a whole batch of new ones. I danced because I loved it. The reason why I continued to dance is because I could kind of gloss over all the negatives. So, you got to be pretty nuts to do this. And it helps to be slightly delusional because there are a lot of negatives that you have to gloss over or just swallow deeply or go, yeah, whatever, that's just so-and-so. But the reality is there are plenty of problems coming at you. Some you can dodge. Some you're going to hit you square in the middle of your eye, between your eyes. And you're just going to have to deal with it. Your best friend in the ballet world is that plie. It's those tendus. Why? because we've done them from the minute we started living. It's our friend. It's our comfort. So focus on that. Focus on being the best dancer you can be. Focus on releasing your emotions and bringing something new into that movement. Listen to the music. Hear what the music says. It will tell you what happens next. Those are the ways that you can improve yourself as a dancer. But don't think that your problems are getting solved. You're just working on yourself. And you might just get lucky and get that contract. But there's a greater chance that you won't. So you're still stuck with all the problems you started off with. So you might want to just focus on dealing with those while you're waiting for a new batch of problems to show up once you get your contract. I wish everyone the best, and I hope they have a brilliant career and a wonderful life in this world. But the reality is, not everyone's going to. Yeah, there are some that do. Most don't. But being a dancer doesn't mean you have to be dancing professionally. Being the best dancer you can be means you could be doing that at your local studio. You could be helping out in other areas in other ways. So don't look at ballet as the demon, because it's not. Dance isn't the problem. We are. Dance isn't the problem. They are. Dance isn't the problem. It doesn't create them. It doesn't solve them. It's what we make of them. So hopefully this has helped you. Hopefully it's made you think just a little bit. Kind of push you a little bit in one direction or another. But the reality is, we all need to hear these things. So many people either just tell us you don't want to do this because they're jaded, and there are other people out there going, you have to go do it. They're not giving you the negatives either. Sometimes you need to be in a position where people are going to just be real with you. And that's what we do here. Yeah, I'm going to take it from my perspective of somebody that has lived his life in the ballet world and wouldn't change a thing. Good, bad. I've met some of the greatest people ever. But it didn't take my problems away. Created some new ones. So hopefully this has helped you. Now, if you like what we're doing here, give us a thumbs up and subscribe. A lot of the people that have been viewing these videos are not subscribers. You know what? And I guarantee you that we're going to have future subjects that you're going to want to listen to. So go ahead, subscribe, and leave us a comment. Let us know what you want us to talk about. Let us know maybe some of the things you're dealing with, and let me see if I can give you the right advice that'll make you think and maybe help you find the right direction for you. I'm Michael Wise. This has been Ballet Wise. And just remember, keep dancing and be the best person you can be. Bye.